What is up, psychonauts? So I have been trying to make a video about microdosing for a little while now, but I am having trouble making the video. I've tried a couple times and the video just hasn't gone the way I wanted. And I seem to just be getting bored with what I'm talking about. The thing about microdosing is there's a lot of people doing it, there's a lot of people talking about it, and I don't really think that I can provide any non-trivial perspective on it, at least not currently. So instead of doing a microdosing update, which has been the plan for my next video for so long, I am just going to scratch that and I'm going to talk about some other things. And it is slightly related to microdosing in that it's related to the mushroom experience. And I was inspired by some of my days that I was microdosing to start exploring this topic more. And that is the intelligence within the mushrooms, and also the idea of the mushrooms being an alien. So there's a few different variations of this idea that I'm exploring, but I'll just go ahead and state some of the things that I've been thinking about. So I think it starts with the idea, and I think Terence McKenna was the first one to propose it, but the idea of the mushroom actually being an alien. Now, what would bring somebody to think about this, or why would you think the mushroom is an alien? And there's a few reasons. I think the first thing is the direct experience itself. It's very different from some other psychedelics. For instance, LSD. It has a very animate quality to it that you don't find with something like LSD. I think Albert Hoffman once had this quote where he said he liked LSD better because there's no one in there. So it kind of suggests, like, with the mushroom experience, there's someone in there. There's an other presence. There's also the idea, and Terence McKenna is well known for talking about this too, about talking to the mushroom and communicating with the mushroom. And it sometimes seems as if the mushroom has a message and that there's this intelligence carried within the mushroom, and whatever message or whatever intelligence is, contained within the mushroom, it gets revealed during the experience. So back to the idea of the mushroom actually being an alien. Terence talks about how, well, a sufficiently advanced species, like a very hyper intelligent species, could have such an understanding of DNA that they can engineer themselves into whatever form they want. And the mushroom seems to be this ideal form in ways. There's a quote I read somewhere talking about this idea where it says it seems to have Buddhist values in mind. So in some ways you could see how the mushroom could be this ideal form. There's also spores, how mushrooms reproduce, and they can survive the vacuum of space. So there's this idea that spores could be released into space and they could propagate the galaxy. I mean, these ideas aren't well founded, but they are ideas, and I always like to play with them. So I will go ahead and share one of my experiences that I had with alien contact on mushrooms. And this was during a moderate dose trip. I think it was only around 2 grams or so, but they were penis envy mushrooms. They were very strong. I had a very strong peak experience. And during this peak experience, I got this sense of being watched. And I felt like I was being watched by some entities or aliens, if you will. And they felt like they were like observing me, and they were waiting for me to initiate communication. And I remember like trying to initiate some sort of communication with them, or I don't know if it was multiple or if it's just one entity. It's all very, the lines of these experiences are all very blurry and it's hard to fully describe what's happening. But there was this sense of these aliens watching me, and it seemed like they were outside of my reach in some way, that they were almost like inhabiting this higher dimension and they were looking at me through this higher dimension and I couldn't fully contact them. That's not the only time that I've had alien encounter experiences with mushrooms. Sometimes I felt it to less of a degree. In fact, one of the days that I was microdosing, I took a little bit higher of a dose and I took 0.2 grams instead of 0.1 grams, which was my typical microdose. And it seemed that I was getting the mushroom message a little bit clearer. And this is when I really started to change my perspective on microdosing. I was really enjoying microdosing, but there's something still drawing me to macrodosing. And I think really I'm so much more drawn to the high dose experience, and I really want to figure out what that is all about. What is the message in the mushroom? Why does mushroom have this animate quality that you don't have with some other psychedelics? Is there anything to the idea of the mushroom being the alien? Another thing with that idea is that maybe the mushroom isn't the alien itself, and Terence also talks about this too, but maybe it's some sort of alien technology where it's sort of carrying this message, and when it comes into contact with any sufficiently advanced species like ourselves, the message can be received. And there's this funny bit that Terence talks about it, like you get this message from the mushroom and it's something like, you know, if you're a sufficiently advanced species, call this number for further instructions. He's kind of explains it in the essence of like a joking manner, but it kind of really does capture some of the feelings of the mushroom. It seems like there's this message and that there's this intelligence that you're interacting with, and maybe you're interacting with the mushroom itself, the alien is the mushroom, or maybe you're interacting with some sort of alien technology. Now, these ideas are pretty far out, and I'm not suggesting that I fully believe in any of them, but I like to just play around with it, and it's been super fascinating to me lately. So that's gonna be all for this video. I just wanted to make a video. I've been struggling to make a video, especially since my last video did relatively well. It's kind of hard for me to get back out there. I tend to have like too many expectations for myself, but maybe I will still make a microdosing video, but as of right now, I could not get myself to do it. So this is what I got out of it instead. I just found myself more drawn to the macrodose experience, and I really want to specifically explore the idea of intelligence within the mushroom and interacting with the mushroom directly. So hopefully I'll be able to have a high dose mushroom experience in the near future, because that is what I feel interested in exploring right now. But until then, thanks for sticking around. Hope you enjoyed a little bit of me sharing some of my thoughts on the mushroom experience. I have been working on a lot of ideas for videos, but I really just wanted to put something out there, and yeah, this is something that I've been researching. I want to do more videos on it, but I think I need some direct experience first before I can say anything else about it. Let me know if you have any ideas related to this subject. Do you have any experiences with mushrooms and like alien type encounter experiences? Do you think that there's anything to the idea of the mushroom being an alien or being alien technology? And what do you think about the intelligence carried within the mushroom? Is there some sort of like ancient intelligence carried within the mushroom that is revealed during the psychedelic trip? All very good questions, so much more to explore. I barely scratched the surface with this video, but part of what I like doing is just getting those ideas out there, starting conversations, and sharing my thoughts and the things that I think about even when I'm not tripping. So that's all for this video, and I will see you all in the next one.